Hello, welcome to Art for WASSCE by Sir Daramani. Today we are going to be doing jewelry. As you can see, we'll be using wire to make jump rings. These are the basics of making chains. It's not difficult at all. And then using those jump rings to make different types of chains like this, as you can see. Or let's see, different types of chain. There's the double hat, making links, and the jump rings chain you've seen already. This is another double hat. So we have different sizes of jump rings. I'll teach you how to make all these sizes. So as you can see, this is my gauge. This is what I use to make these slightly big jump rings. And then I use the inside of a pen to make the very tiny jump rings. And I use my bigger bar. All these I found them in a printer. My printer got bent and this is what was left of it, so I'm making good use of it. Alright, so this one for this. In the beginning, you're able to make coils like this. Cool, so let's just jump right to it. These are the tools you will need. The bar, this depending on what you are doing. And then round nose plier, half round plier, and of course a cutter. Round nose, half round, and a cutter. So 3 different pliers. You can get these pliers from Iron. I will drop a link to his website and his contact information. To make your jump rings, let's make the slightly bigger jump rings first. You have to coil your wire over your gauge, so like that. Alright, I think I've coiled enough. You can coil as much as possible or as much as you need. Then when you take it out, then now you are left with the cutting. So using your cutter from the pliers, you just cut. And because sometimes it doesn't really cut, you have to divide it. So as you can see, we have jump rings. So now we have the slightly big jump rings here. Let me organize my things very well. And that is what we use to make this chain. This is the double hat, but with smaller gauge. I mean, the diameter of the jump rings used in making this is slightly smaller than what was used to make this. Okay, so the same way I made these coils before I cut them to get the jump rings is the same way I did for this and that. But in the interest of demonstration or making things clearer, I will coil again so that you learn how to coil. Alright, so when you are coiling, you are just wrapping it around the bar and making sure that it is close. You bring it close. For this kind of jump rings, you have to make sure that your bar is very round and the size is exactly what you need. You can go around, you can find some of these bars in your environment. The material we are using is aluminum wire. So let me position my bar right here, this one to here. We'll also be learning how to make links with these beads. We will be learning how to make links like this, linking beads together, 2 or more beads together. Alright, so more jump rings. You can either try to wrap it or just cut it off. Pull it out. Now make sure you follow the same path. You try to follow the same path. The next thing we are going to do is to make our chains. Yes, now we have the basics, making jump rings. Now we all know how to make jump rings. Please, when you are watching this video, try to practice. You can get the wire, this aluminum wire, from any bead shop near you. Okay, so double hat. Double hat, I'm talking about this. This is double hat. To make your double hat, first of all, you take your jump ring and you open it. You open it this way. You don't open it that way. This is wrong. We don't open it this way. It will deform it, so we have to throw this away. Open it this way. Once you have it this way, now you take your round nose plier and you make a loop. I am widening it. You make a loop. You see? Usually you try to follow the same gauge. So after making this loop, I would like to mark it with a pencil so that every time I position them there. Please, because this is a tutorial, that is why I am taking my time. It doesn't mean it is time consuming. It is not that time consuming. Alright, so now I have my mark. Now I have my mark. I can position this one to around the mark or around the marked area, and I have the same loop. Oh, sorry, I would have to take that again. This is a double hat, so you can see we have this hat jewelry there. Position. Okay, so like I said, you open and you put it on the mark and you coil. All right, my mark is gone, but I know exactly where it is. If I position it, I can mark it. Please don't bother yourself with this. For the sake of tutorial, that is why I keep marking. So if you have your mark, you know you can always position it exactly on the mark and bend. Okay? After several practices, it will be okay. You can bend this wire because it's soft with your fingers, but if it's hard, you need this to press it together. But once you have it like this, you still need the flat file, the flat plier, or the half round like I'm using to make it. Once you have this, the rest you just have to keep bending them. Okay, so let me make this very close. See the way I opened, and then I'll do it very slow for those of you who are not able to follow. So like that, then you turn. Can you see the turn? You turn. Then you are done. Alright, so now that we have this, we are going to make our chain. It is time to make the chain. In making the chain, you are just going to close the loops after making it pass through the hat. So we are using double hat.